Hello friends, welcome to another edition of Drafting with Numot. Got ourselves Amaz's Peasant Cube. Peasant Cube is the current draft format on Magic Online, and what Peasant Cube is, from what I understand, is no rares. Peasant as in commons and uncommons only. You will find some cards that have been downshifted in rarity, that were previously rare, but any card that has been printed at common or uncommon is technically fair game. Now this is a cube built by Amaz, popular Hearthstone streamer, and so he has built or customized it to his own. Anyways, let's just jump right in. Pick one, pack one, opened, as you can see, a bunch of good commons and uncommons. And yeah, I don't actually know what I want to do here. There are a ton of good options. I kind of just like taking the counterspell, honestly. Can't go wrong with good old counterspell. Bunch of lands are very good. There are signets in this. Yeah, anyways, we'll just take the counterspell and see we go from there. Ooh, maybe just follow it up with a little mana leak. I'm fine. I'm feeling like doing some control business. Hopefully we wheel like the migratory route. Basic land cycler that can make 4 birds. There's basic land cycling card in each of the color pairs, I believe, or at least in a lot of the color pairs, if nothing else. And migratory route is a nice one, but I think I'm just going to go with a leak after taking the counterspell. But the nice thing about this format is it's not really too focused on like the bombs, as more as just getting a good synergistic or just good cards deck. So you don't have to worry about, you know, huge things like a, for example, what's some crazy, a planeswalker, some crazy powerful planeswalker, like Elspeth, something like that. There are planeswalkers in this format, but there are just the uncommon walkers from like Dominaria. So none of the super busted ones, just like some solid ones overall. Anyways, third pick here, and what do we have to follow up a counterspell / mana leak start? Not really any blue cards, standalone blue cards. Not like I'm not going to take the Spine Thopter here. We do have like a Senate Guildmage though, which is a pretty strong card. I think I like that, and the blue-white deck in this format is like the Flicker and Blink deck, and it's actually really, really nice when you get it together. So maybe I start with this here and see if we can do something like that. Okay. Jetting Glasskite is a very good finisher in a control deck for sure. If we wanted to take that, because I don't think I'm taking any of these white cards, for instance. If we're not taking a white or a blue card, we have like Deemworthy or Phoenix. Warden of the Eye also seems like it could be pretty good. Return target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty good with counterspells. But I kind of like just taking the Jetting Glasskite here and maybe trying to wheel one of the red cards. Ooh, also another pretty good pack here for the white-blue deck. We have a Royal Spout. Put target creature on top of its own library. And with Awaken, if you remember what that is, you can get the ability of the spell as well as making one of your lands a creatures. Either Eyes, pretty fun one for any attacking deck. And then we just have like a Condescend here for counter magic. I'd rather just stay blue for now since we don't necessarily need to be white. So I think Royal Spout is out, and maybe Condescend or Either Eyes going to be the choices here. I think the Either Eyes ability is just so unique that kind of like taking it. There are a lot of just straight up aggro decks in this format because of the lack of super top end cards. Super top end rare or mythic cards. Of course, you can have some top end uncommons and commons. And let's just follow up with a Pristine Talisman. Pretty good in a control style deck. Buys you some time. Buys you a lot of time with the life gain and also just ramps you. Crackling Drake, Merfolk Trickster, Trigon Predator. Definitely don't need to be in white yet, so let's just stick to blue and see what happens. Ooh. There are all 5 of the Hondens in this cube, but it's really hard to make it work. The most I've ever had is 2, and I don't know. Like a lot of the times they just don't do anything. They're clever, but they might be too cute. We could just take Daze here. We could take Repeal. Could take Pilgrim's Eye. Kind of like taking the Daze, but I also want to get fancy pantsy and take the Honden here and maybe see if we can do some like Honden nonsense. I don't know if that's too greedy or not, but let's just take the Daze. That's probably the safest pick. Into an Azorius Chancery, Murder of Crows, or Anchor to the Either. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Can't really go wrong with Chancery, can't go wrong with Anchor. Anchor kind of feels like a time walk, and with counters, it lets you bounce a creature that has resolved and then maybe counter it later. I think we're okay with that. I mean, I could be playing red-blue spells, so maybe take the Pyroceratops since there's nothing else really here. Boros Signet. Ooh, Far and Away also seems pretty good in this deck. Let's take the Far and Away. Could also be blue-black, right? I mean, there's just so many potential options we have right now. Wield a bunch of junk. I guess Bant Charm is consideration. But yeah, I kind of like this start. Just solid blue control start. Gonna want to pick up some card draw, of course. There's the Warden of the Eye on the wheel. We'll see if we want to play that in some like Jeskai Spells deck. But yeah, pretty open besides just knowing that we're in blue. Counterspell, Mana Leak, Daze. I don't actually know how many counters are in this format. I mean, we passed the Exclude. That was in the Counterspell pack. As I guess a Mana Geode is fine here. Don't know if we're going to be playing that, though. Merfolk Trickster's pretty nice. It's always good to be able to like flash in creatures or hold up counter spells, right? Because sometimes your opponent doesn't cast anything for the turn, and so you can instead flash out a creature. What this deck wants is like, ooh, Fact of Fiction would be really good. That's in the cube. Spectral Sailor, Skywise Teachings could be really fun. Tidings is very good. Lightning Bolt, just straight up Lightning Bolt. Kind of feeling taking the Lightning Bolt and moving into red-blue spells, and then we should probably wield as Teachings. Yeah, I think I like that. Take the Bolt, maybe run the Pyroceratops, maybe run the Warden. This could be a good strategy. Hard to just beat Lightning Bolt, it's just such a good rate. Ooh, a Thieving Magpie here too. Seems like another very good card for this deck. Passing a Path to Exile, and that's about it, but yeah. Magpie is perfect. This is looking like a classic control deck, Thieving Magpies and counterspells. Let's see. Plenty of splashing considerations. Again, I'm not locked into red by any means, but doesn't look like a terrible start to a blue-red spells deck. All right, next pick we have what? There's the Mist Meadow Witch for the Flicker deck. Oh, there's the green Honden. So we could have had the what? The black Honden and the green Honden if we had started taking those. Siren Storm Tamer is okay. Soul Manipulation's pretty good. I could see Weaver of Lightning being really good in this deck too. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, deals 1 damage to target creature an opponent controls. I mean, we are in the right colors to make Weaver something fantastic. All right, I think I'm going to try that out. As we get... Oh, there's the white Honden. No! So the black, the green, and the white Honden have all been seen. Looks like we're just going to take a Thermo Alchemist here. Again, pretty good in the red-blue spells deck. Living Lore could be okay. A Braid could be okay, but I think Alchemist for some beatdowns is my game plan. Okay. Tusker, man, that was a hell of a card in that format. Oof. We have a Tribal Flames, which would be for 2. We have a Magma, which is pretty solid win con. Eyes Everywhere is whatever. Kind of like taking the Magma here. Treasure Cruise, that's nice. Savage Twister is like the best Wrath effect in this format because remember there are no rares. So the destroy all creatures effect is going to be noticeably lacking in this format. Instead, you have a lot of, deal this much damage to each creature, or all creatures get -2/-2 or something. So Savage Twister is the best on that regard. And it's very splashable too. I could definitely see taking it if there wasn't just a Treasure Cruise in this pack, which is going to be so nice in our deck. All right. Could take the Gorehouse Chainwalker. Just an early beater to go with all these counters, because I don't think Treasure Hunt is what we want. Seems fine. Ooh, a Mystic Retrieval. That might do some work. Return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand and then flashback. That could definitely do some work with this deck. I guess another thing that you'll notice is absent is too much fixing. Like, you're not going to get too many dual lands in this format because it's all commons and uncommons. And if you do get a lot, it's because you're playing like a lot of the tri-lands that just overlap, right? It's like we could get a Grixis tri-land or a Teamer tri-land, for example. Jeskai tri-land, that type of thing. This pack doesn't look very good. I don't think we want the Rager, but it's probably a little bit better than Conjurant in this style of deck. I'm pretty pleased with where we are. Stonewright and Bloodlust Insider, no thank you. Edifice of Authority was great in the format, but I don't think it's what we want here, in the Amonkhet format, that is. Oh, so one of the rares, for example. Magma used to be a rare, I'm pretty sure, but it was downshifted in whatever Masters set this was. And that's just one of many cards, again, that have been downshifted. Rare shifted. Still have a whole nother pack to go as well. Okay, there's a Soul Manipulation on the wheel. Don't think we're running Smoldering. Maybe Soul Manipulation gets in the deck. Splash a little black. Go more Grixis control-y. Looking good, looking good. Not sure if this Mystic Retrieval is good enough currently, but it will be soon. Alright, there's the Living Lore. Living Lore Treasure Cruise is kind of nice. We might give that a shot. Alright, last few irrelevant picks here. And one more pack to go. What are we looking for? Like, Is It Boiler Works? Swiftwater Cliffs for some fixing would be good. There's a Flame Tongue Kavu. Definitely going to be taking that one. Lots of good choices here, though. Supreme Will, Deep Analysis, Arc Lightning, and then you have like Grave Upheaval and Ancient Excavation. If you haven't seen some of these commander cards, I'll highlight them real quickly for you. But just like the Migratory Route I was talking about, these are two of the other basic land cycling cards that are just very good on their own. So you can pay 2 mana to get whatever basic out of your deck, but they also have a pretty good ability as well if you want to hardcast them. Same thing with Ancient Excavation, basic land cycling for 2, and then a pretty nice ability. But don't think I'm going to be passing the Flame Tongue Kavu here. Hopefully we wheel one of the other cards. As we get Jaya's Greeting, Pondering Mage, I think I'm going to take. Vivid Creek is like bad fixing, but fine. Yeah, let's just go with the Value Mage. Red, Blue, Tempo, I guess is what you're going to call this deck. I don't know if I want Mystic Retrieval and Living Lore, but maybe. In fact, I'm not even sure if I want the Living Lore yet. If I pick up some more good burn spells, the Living Lore is probably worth. But right now, it's a little bit questionable. Need to find some like Ponders and whatnot. Ooh, Electrolyze is quite good. Man, this pack is actually stacked. Flame Slash, Raven, Spark Mage, Spite Mare's okay. Like, some uncommons have just been very busted. Hymn to Turok here, obviously one of the most insane cards. I mean, Demonic Tutor was printed at uncommon at one point, so Demonic Tutor is also in this format, for example. Kind of funny. Just going to take that Electrolyze, though. Be happy with it. Oh, and another very good choice here. Pyrohemia is quite the card. It's just Pestilence, but red. And I think I'm going to have a hard time passing it here, even though some other good options are available, but the Pyro's too good. People underestimate this for sure. 4-mana enchantment at the beginning of the end step, so that's both players' turns. If no creatures on the battlefield, sacrifice it, and then pay a red, deals 1 damage each creature and each player. So what you can do is you can use the ability at the end of turn to where even if a creature dies and there are no more on the battlefield, it's not going to trigger because it's already the end of turn. Okay, Dimir Aqueduct for some more black fixing, but again, I don't know if we're going to be doing that. Not too much here for us, though. Like, mirror images, whatever. Perilous Mirror, Reckless Racer all seem kind of filler. I guess the mirror could do some early blocking, not too shabby. It's also fine with, like, it's fine with Pyrohemia and Magma. Can kill a bigger creature. There's a piece of fixing. Ugh. But the Spellgorger Weird is so good in this deck. I might have to take the Weird here over the Swiftwater Cliffs. Is that crazy? Is there a chance that we can wheel the Gorger? I guess there are 10 cards in this pack. Maybe this wheels. I'm just going to go with the good mana. It's hard to beat having good mana, being able to actually cast your spells, you know. Chandra's Outrage, Frost Links. Take a little more burn here. Seems fine. We didn't actually pick up any more counters out of the first, besides out of the first pack. In fact, didn't really pick up many blue cards in packs 2 or 3, which is, I guess, concerning, but here we are. I suppose, again, there are just probably not too many counters in this cube. Ooh, as we get an Enigma Drake or a Saheeli. I'm digging the Saheeli here. It's a little bit awkward with the Pyrohemia, but I think it's better than the Enigma Drake. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to Saheeli it up. Okay, nice little red-blue spells. Gonna leave the retrieval and the lore in the board, I think. And let's see, we get Swiftwater Cliffs, and then I guess we're probably just going like 8-8, although I do need the double red earlier. That's kind of crazy to me. I think people probably undervalue these basic land cyclers, because they're both pretty good. I mean, I'm happy to take Supreme Will here, but kind of gross seeing Excavation and Upheaval go that late. Alright, I think I'll just cut the mirror. Try a little something like this. Yeah, that looks fine. Wield the Jaya's Greeting? Okay, we could run that too. That might be better than something. Maybe it's better than Either Eyes in this deck. Yeah, I think I'm going to try that. We bring in Either Eyes versus like the super aggro decks or whatever, but for now I'm just going to have some earlier burn, I think. Cunning Spark Mage also wheel. That's probably a card we do want to play as well. Too many options. Too many options. I guess I guess we cut the Talisman. Initially, if I was going to go like a control deck, the Talisman made a lot more sense, but now as it stands, we're kind of trying to tempo the opponent, aggro them, so I think we're okay with this, and the Thopterus too. I don't think the Thopterus is going to make our deck, so let's just take a sideboard Stinger. Okay, lots of fine cards, but we're not going to run any of those. All right. And then let's add 8 mountains, 8 islands, and go to the first round. Goody goody. All right, let's save, and we'll see you guys for round 1. Okay, here we are for round 1 of this Peasant Cube. On the draw with a pretty land-heavy hand, but I think I can keep it since we got the Electrolyze for any potential early aggression. Turn 1, Vivid Meadow from the opponent. Okay. Mana Leak, not a terrible draw. Especially if the opponent doesn't do anything this turn. Thraben Inspector. Alright, so it looks like we'll be playing against an aggressive deck, or a white weenie deck. And a Gideon's Lawkeeper, sure. Okay, Lightning Bolt, also a very good draw here. Go ahead and just pass the turn. We might bolt something end of turn if they don't give us a good mana leak target. Looks like Vithian Stinger will probably be a pretty good sideboard card as well. We do have that Reckless, or not Reckless, whatever his name is, the other Stinger. So question is, do I want to bolt this, or do I want to just mana leak this? I think I'm okay to mana leak, because it lets me free up the Electrolyze for the next turn. Use my mana up pretty efficiently there. Though I think there is an argument to just bolt. As we draw another burn spell. Okay, well now I kind of wish I had used the bolt. Because mana leak can hit anything, whereas well, the spells in my hand are just pretty much for creatures only. That's a good sign for us if they're just sacking the clue. Okay. If they attack with the Lawkeeper here, I think we're just going to Greeting it. Although I suppose we could Electrolyze. We'll probably want to Electrolyze here. If they had another 1 toughness creature, it's likely they would have already played it. And the reason we want to Electrolyze the Lawkeeper is so that the Magpie is more likely to get in. Well, punished of sorts. Very, very strong argument for me not to have even cast the Electrolyze until end of turn. You can just imagine if I had killed the Lawkeeper and the Pilgrim there by just taking 1 extra damage. I mean, probably the right play. Looks like they have an O-Ring for our Magpie. That's fine. Their pressure is pretty non-existent. They didn't even attack with the Pilgrim, so they must have something to do with 3 mana here. Splendor Mare. Alright, that's good enough. We're going to go ahead and upkeep Greeting that. Hope to find some action. Treasure Cruise. That will definitely fit the bill. Can't cast it this turn, but can cast it for a reduced cost next turn, perhaps. Okay, take my 2. Land and pass. Opponent only has 1 card left in their hand, so feeling pretty good here. Let's just Treasure Cruise our entire graveyard away and hold up the Bolt. And there we go. Got some win cons now. Oh, they have an end of turn effect here. What is this? Beast Attack. Nice. Not bad. And they have enough to flash that back too. Okay, that's actually a huge problem for us. As it just, that trades away with my Glass Kite, for example. So I think I'm going to go ahead and bolt their Thraben Inspector. I don't mind them having the Pilgrim since they have so many white sources already anyways. Oh, well, if that wasn't a perfect draw, I don't know what was. Flame Tongue to kill one beast and then trade away the other beast is basically the dream scenario. All right, and we're back in really good shape. And they drew a Kaya off the top. That's pretty gross again. So they kill our Kavu, hit for 5. They are still Hellbent, though. So our Glass Kite is definitely our best bet, because if they target it, it fizzles the first effect of Kaya, and then we can like trade with the beast. So we really need them to not draw anything that targets my Glass Kite this turn. And then hopefully Pondering Mage can find us a little bit more action as well. Oh, they didn't even attack. That is surprising. Well, I guess let's ponder first and see if we find something. Anchor to the Ether. That's pretty nice. So the way we want to order this is like such. Could actually play the Weaver first if I was super greedy, but we'll go like this. Not shuffle. Anchor. And scry the land at the bottom. Then attack the Kaya for 4 in the air. And we're surviving. We're stabilizing here. One good draw deserves another, I suppose. We're drawing a 1/4 reach next turn, but the 1/4 means any future spells are good, and it looks like the opponent just scooped it up. Poof! That was a close one. That was definitely a close one. It looks like Either Eyes is going to be pretty great versus them. And the Vithian Stinger, I said. Don't think I need the Pristine Talisman. Doesn't add enough. Let's see. All those... Chainwalker can come out on the draw, for sure. And I think I like cutting the days on the draw as well, especially when they have some mana dorks. All right, let's run that. Okay, game 2 of the first round of this Peasant cube. All right, it's pretty slow and needs to draw another land, but I think I'm going to give it a shot just because we have so many good comeback cards here. Saheeli's really great if they don't go like 1-drop, 2-drop, and Electrolyze can obviously be backbreaking as well. Come on, business. Ah, same curve as last time. Ooh, and their Pilgrim. All right. Land or a cheap burn spell would be okay here. 6-drop is not what we were looking for. Yeah, we will probably just lose the game if I don't find that third land next turn now. All right, they have another 1 toughness creature, but they're not sacking their clue main phase. Land! Nice. All right, so we're just going to pass here. We're going to wait for them to sack their clue end of turn, and then when they do, we go for the Electrolyze. Perfect. And this time we get them both, as opposed to last time where I fired off the Electrolyze a little bit too early. Rip indeed. Rip indeed. Okay, land and attack for 1. Yes, we're at 18. What do you have? Oh, they ephemerated their Thraben Inspector to get another clue. I like it. And we did find our 4th land. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and just lead on the Pyroceratops, and from there we can start casting a bunch of non-creature spells. Ephemerate their Inspector again, get another clue. Some good value being had. Is it going to be another O-Ring? Ah, it's the Splendor Mare. This really is just the last game again, isn't it? There's our island, finally. Number 2, anyway. I see nothing wrong with just setting up with Pondering Mage. It's bigger than any of their creatures. Lets me find some juice. I don't think this is anything we want. The land is good, but the Alchemist and the Treasure Cruise are kind of janky, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle those away. Find ourselves a little Vithian Stinger. And pass. Cloud Goat Ranger, nice. That's a good one for sure. So, easy game plan. Well, I mean, I just do the Flame Tongue Kavu as well, but easy game plan here is to Pyrohemia, pump up our Pyroceratops, and just ping all the Kithkin soldiers for 1 immediately. I want to do this on our turn so that they can't give the Cloud Goat Ranger flying on theirs. And now that I have 2 3/4s, they need to either have like a pump effect or 2 removal spells to really effectively attack. I mean, I'm just threatening wrathing the board or their side of the board right now as well. Right? If I activate Pyrohemia for 3, they lose all of their creatures and I lose none of mine. We did see, what, O-Ring last game, so maybe they have O-Ring for Pyro, but... Ah! Oh, the Wanderer! Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So now Pyrohemia only hits me and my creatures. Yikes. Okay. Well, I think here I'm going to play the Stinger. The Stinger can still hit the Wanderer, because she specifies other permanents. And then we can hold up Counterspell. But the awkward thing is I almost don't want my Pyroceratops to grow to a 4-power creature, because then their Wanderer can just eat it, but... Vital Splicer, that's fine. That's not worth countering because it doesn't make a creature that can attack into a 3/4. Two 3/4s are actually just hosing them here. Really hoping to find a land for the Glass Kite. Perfect. Alright, let's slam the jetting. They're going to need to find a way to target the Glass Kite and then use the Wanderer on it. And again, if you're wondering why I'm not pinging anything, the Wanderer turns that off, so just the Wanderer can get pinged here. Okay, land is good. Green-white does have some mass pump effects. They have like Tromp the Domains. There's some weird tree folk with flash that also can pump up the team. If they have one of those, we're probably going to lose, since I'm not holding up either eyes, but not much I can do about that. Okay, they're just passing priority. We'll see if they go to attacks. Just the Cloud Goat. Alright, I will offer my Pondering Mage in tribute. If they have some trick, we want them to use it. That could mean they have a Graveyard Recursion effect. Sure, pull some Rasa, that's whatever. We don't care about that at all. And another Splicer. Okay, that makes their Golems 4/4s. But I'm pretty sure we just win the game here now. Like, we ping the Wanderer for 1. We tack the Wanderer for 4. Kill the Wanderer. And then we Pyrohemia for 3, and that's game over. Yeah. So ping their face. Pyrohemia for 3. And that is what I call a good-looking battlefield. We don't care about their Cloud Goat in hand since we had the counter spell. But Cloud Goat also just gets cleaned up by the Pyrohemia anyways. And that'll be all she wrote. Big oof. GG's. All right. And a nice little 1-0 to start. Okay, here's round 2 of the Peasant Cube, where once again we are on the draw, unfortunately. But nonetheless, great hand to keep. Got a fixing land. Got a mana leak on turn 2, hopefully. Opponent leading on the Abzan land. Whoa, whoa. 4 different colors. Turn 2. Just missing the red there from the opponent. Yikes. It's kind of scary. I imagine these counters are going to be pretty good versus them. 3 mana. Chittering Rats. Yeah, that's going to have to be a counter for me. It's basically a time walk. It's a 2/2 that when it enters the battlefield, target opponent puts a card from their hand on top of their library. Kind of gross. And now we slam the Saheeli and hope to draw some more lands, I guess. Opponent is tapping way too quickly. 5 mana. Vampire Sovereign. Alright, that's not too bad. 3/4 flyer that drains for 3 when it enters. Could be worse, of course. Although, my hand doesn't really do anything. Yeah, I guess this is going to be the play. Bounce their creature that has an ETB so that I can potentially scry for a land. Yeah, bottom the Ceratops and pass. Not ideal, but I mean, if that's their best play. Prison Realm instead. Okay, so they're going to Prison Realm the Saheeli, which takes a turn off of them playing the Sovereign, which I guess is nice for us. And again, we just want to draw like land here. Not 6-drop, no, certainly not 6-drop. The Cunning Spark Mage does have haste, so I will get to ping them at end of turn, but if they just play their 3/4 flyer again, we're going to have a problem since we're missing lands. Thanks, OP. Alright, here comes the doo-doo again. Yes, I'm going to go to 15. They're going to go to 24. Come on, lands. Where are you at? Or like lightning bolt. Drawn all our expensive spells. Yeah. Oh, come on. Deck, please. Alright. Well, I do have a little bit of time. Hopefully they don't do something scary again next turn. Flame Tongue was a good draw if I wasn't going to draw a land, at least. Okay, cycle Secluded Steppe. That's fine. Pilgrim's Eye. That's also fine. We can just immediately shoot that. Do it. Get a forest. Show me. Oh, wait, no, not forest. Mountain. Get a mountain. Show me all 5 colors. Oh! Oh, wait, no. I said mountain, not forest. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy with the lack of land. Deck, please. Ugh. Always frustrating, but so it goes. I'm just glad the opponent still hasn't done anything too relevant. All right, we're going to fall down to 9 here. Four cards in their hand. Oh, this looks like another big spell. 6 mana. Ah, Dinrova Horror. Yeah, they probably bounced my Swiftwater Cliffs. Oh, they didn't. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, let's just discard the 6-drop. I would have personally bounced the land there, but this is the turn. This is the turn we need to draw land. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Flame Tongue Kavu, kill your Sovereign. Can also block the Dinrova. We might not be out of it yet. We're also 1 card away from Treasure Cruise. In fact, there is a world where I can like shoot my own Spark Mage to enable the Treasure Cruise. But hey, if they're going to attack, I'm going to block. This definitely smells like they have something. Ah, that's pretty good. So this is going to turn into a 5/5. This is going to turn into 3. So shooting their Dinrova doesn't actually do anything here. Okay. No, I need you not to have another follow-up play. Vesper Lark. That returns Pilgrim's Eye? Okay. Yeah, I think we just have to play the Magma here. Again, I just need to trade with the Dinrova Horror. Obviously, I can't really beat a removal spell, but we were just so far behind. Yeah, I mean, Journey to Nowhere, sure. This looks like a match that should be pretty easily winnable if I don't get stuck on lands. So let's see. I mean, I'm not technically dead here. Right? Pyrrhemia is going to be a dead card now, but I guess we have to Treasure Cruise. And then play like the Gorehouse to chump the Dinrova. Outrage can deal with the Dinrova. I still need one more thing, though. And again, that's provided they don't draw another removal spell. But this match should be very easily winnable. Abzan Charm. Sure, pump up your creatures. That'll do it. Okay. So yeah, they've got kind of a brew of a deck. And again, as long as we just don't miss our land drops, we should be A-okay versus them. Anything in particular that's worth bringing in, perhaps? Don't think so. They have a lot of enchantment removal, which I can't really deal with, but I don't think that's really a problem. Yeah, I think we just submit the same 40 and just don't get mana screwed. So, game 2. No, I said don't get mana screwed. Thank you very much. Oh my, are you joking? Okay, this is absurd. We went from 1 land to 7 lands? So the question is, am I more likely to win on a mulligan to 5? I guess I have to. Oh, boy. Well, let's go like this, but yeah, these things happen. Just variance. It obviously sucks when it happens. Maybe if I draw like Runner Island, and they don't have a removal spell for Thieving Magpie, we can get something going, but oh boy, yeah, like, come on. Ugh. Sure, Time Walk, yeah, why not? Magic can be frustrating, but it is still a great game. Vesper Lark, sure. Okay. Well, I think if we were to run this match back like 10 times, we would probably win 7 of those times, but obviously just a case of variance these first 2 games. That's too bad. Sure. I'm going to run out the Sea Healy. It'll soak up some damage, at the very least. Dinrova? Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. 1 turn to find another land for maybe Flame Tongue. Nope. That'll do it. GG's. All right. Not much to say there. Just a bit of variance. Let's try to regroup and win the last round. Which we'll just fire instantly, so I'm not even going to pause the video. We're going to jump right in and go, go, go. Here we are for round 3 after a non-existent round 2. We got Mana Screw into mulligan to 5 Mana Screw. Here we go. That is a nice looking hand. On the draw again, but we got some nice catch-up cards. Turn 2 Alchemist into, hopefully, a little more action, but Pyrohemia is going to be great, I imagine. Oh yeah, especially if the opponent's just playing a white-based creature deck. Journey to Nowhere to deal with my Alchemist. Fair enough. A lot of enchantment removal. We've run up against 3 decks with enchantment removal. Alright, no plays on turn 3 for us, but not much pressure from the opponent, who just passes the turn themselves. I'm going to go ahead and run out the Pyro. It doesn't matter whose creature's on the battlefield, just any creature. Okay, return their Seeker of their Way to hand, that's fine. Take 3. They're just going to pass because they don't want to run into Pyro. We're going to play a land here and just pass the turn back. And we'll make the play of taking 3 and then end of turn Pyrohemia for 2 to keep our Pyrohemia on the battlefield. Although I would play the Thieving Magpie if I could hold up Counterspell with it, but since I only have 3 blue sources, I can't do that. If they have like an O-Ring or something, they can't get rid of the Jetting Glasskite, though. So we're in a really good spot. And now we can just, I guess, attack for 4. No, we should play it safe. Just play the Magpie and pass. Glasskite can block the Seeker of the Way. I'm holding up Counterspell if they try to do anything. And yeah, we'll definitely Counterspell this because we want to keep our Magpie. Nice draw again as well. And now we'll attack with both. And this game is all but over. Ping for 2. Chain Walk. Mana Leak anything they play this turn. And can kill him within 2 turns. That I don't actually care about. If they had like a Path or a Swords, I would care about it. But if they're just trading, that's fine. We can also just Outrage here. And say go. You are dead next turn. Alright, so white-based aggro deck. My guess is that Vithian Stinger should come in. I'm going to cut the days on the draw. Either Eyes can probably come in. Maybe cut the Saheeli, perhaps? I guess Saheeli hasn't been that great. And let's go to game 2. Hoping for an actual good game here. A lot of mana screw going around for all players. We'll keep this fine hand. Oh, so they were playing green-white. Aha. The secret's out. Turn 1 Elf, turn 2 nothing is good for us. Go ahead and play the Alchemist instead of holding up Counterspell here. Rock's Veteran, that's a good one. Land pass. Harmonized. Let's tap, ping them for 1, counter their Harmonize. Don't need them drawing 3 cards. Another Elf, sure. I'll take 2 because this taps a creature. We'll ping in response. Pyro pass. Does it change anything knowing that they're also playing green for sideboard purposes? Don't really think so. Wah! This is Judgment Fight. Now I'm going to take 2, 8. Oh, I'm going to need to find something this turn. Does that cut it? They tap the Magma, they hit me for 5. Alright, I guess I'm not dead. Rancor. That is pretty close to lethal now. So I have to chump here. Take 7, go to 2. And we're dead. Alright. Some very fast games here, my god. Very fast games. Guess the Perilous Mirror or the Edifice could also be good versus them. Kind of crazy. I guess I could cut the Chainwalker. Add the Edifice. Alright. Some super fast games. Wow. Game 3 of the final round. On the play, finally. Pretty good looking hand. Nothing to do until turn 3, but being on the play makes this hand so much better. I like it. Uh-oh, looks like opponent might take a mulligan, though. They're on a mulligan to 5. Wow, so many non-games this draft. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that yet. We have no idea how their curve is going to run out, but Just feels really bad. Like game 1, they didn't get to play Magic for the most part. Round 2, I didn't get to play Magic for the most part. So let's go like this. Let's bounce their Experiment 1. I'm going to bottom the Magma. And then when they replay the Experiment 1, I can just ping it with the Cunning Spark Mage. Thankfully, they didn't have another play in addition to it. Ooh, Edifice is also going to be pretty good. But let's just ASAP kill their 1/1 before it can grow. Territorial Hammer Skull's good. But at this point, it's going to be really hard for the opponent to come back from this one. Let's go ahead and get the Alchemist online as well. We don't need to start using the Edifice just yet. Take 4 here. It's fine. Abzan Falconer, sure. Ping them for 1. Play the Pyroceratops. Pass. Let them go ahead and level up their Abzan Falconer, that's fine. Oh, Banishing Light. Oh, I guess they get rid of the Edifice, don't they? Oh, they don't. Interesting. Level up, yes. Hammer Skull can't block. Ping them for 1. Ping them for 2. Chandra's Outrage was a great draw. So now we can ping them for 1. Outrage the Falconer, untap our Alchemist. Pass. Edifice the Territorial Hammer Skull before they go to combat. End of turn, ping them for 2. I guess we'll go land pass. See if they play anything super relevant. If they do, I will counter it with Supreme Will. If they don't, then we'll just dig. Rancor, huh? All right. Interesting. Interesting. I think we're going to win more games if I actually loot here instead. I can just Edifice the Pridemate. And they only can attack for 2. And right now we're racing them pretty easily with our ping. Oh! I messed up. I forgot to ping in response. I missed 1 damage there. It's kind of awkward. Shouldn't be a big deal. Talking and playing too fast. But just note that the opponent should be at 1 less life. Hey, that's a great draw. Can we kill him? We're pretty close. Pretty close. I mean, it feels like we're supposed to just kill their creatures and whatnot here, but... yeah, so I think we ping for 1, bolt the Priest, ping the Pridemate with the Weaver. All right, and they scooped. Well, that was certainly a draft. I think our deck was sweet. With some better draws, of course. I think it was probably decent enough to 3-0, although I'm not surprised at 2-1. But yeah, so this is Peasant Cube. You'll notice that, again, like I said, there were no rares or mythics in the draft. It's just filled with commons and uncommons. Of course, cards that have been downshifted from rare or mythic to uncommon or common can still be in, like the Magma. But pretty fun format if you haven't played it already. Give it a try on MTGO. And don't forget to check out all of my other content here on the Card Kingdom YouTube channel. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time.